And good morning, hockey fans. We welcome you to Mount Clemens, Michigan. Mount Clemens Ice Arena Jets rink for the 12 o'clock start time. Metro Jets Elite, Chicago Cougars Elite. We'll start things off with the Metro Jets, currently 23-13, 1-0 on the season, good for 47 points, third in the Midwest Division. The Cougars, on the other hand, complete 180, 4-32, 0-0 on the season, 8 points, fifth in the Midwest. Again, we do welcome you in here this morning. My name is Zeke Fravor, filling in for Matt Preer the next couple of days. Alongside me, Matt Naiman. Appreciate the invite up, Matt. Get to have some good hockey here.
There we go. I can hear it now. Yeah, it's going to be, it is definitely going to be a good one here. And we appreciate you filling in as, you know, Matt Preer is watching snowmobiles go in circles up in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, sorry, we get to watch a little bit different ice game being played here today. Let's take a look at the Metro Jets Elite. Starting between the pipes here this morning, I guess this afternoon, will be number 32, Brendan Dreisbach, 2006 birth year out of St. Clair Shores, Michigan. On the season, he is 9-6-1-0. He's got a 2.24 goals against average and a 911 save percentage. On the season, he's 2-0 against the Cougars. So obviously Metro hoping that he can continue his hot streak against the Cougars here today.
Yeah, Dreisbach's been a solid goaltender for this elite team, and you can see the improvements from where he started, from where they're at now. And my gosh, the future that this kid's going to have with the help of Randy Wilson, it's nothing but good.
Yeah, it's the crazy thing is, I feel like I mention this every time I call a Metro Elite game, is Brendan's dad, Bob. I was one of the first helmets he ever painted for my senior year of high school. So we
really?
Yes, we have that little connection. So
that's awesome.
I always root for Brendan when he's between the pipes. And so it'll be good to see him here today. Now let's take a look at who's starting defensively. How about we start with number 24, Connor Wheeler, 2005 birth year out of Columbus, Georgia. 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points on the season. But he just committed to play college somewhere, Matt Naiman.
U of M Flint. Go Blue.
See, as an Ohio guy, just every time I hear that "Go Blue," something burns me.
That's why you have the issues you have.
Yeah, so he'll be starting on the back end. We'll get to see his mobility, see if he can drop in a little more offense. Alongside him on the back end is a young man out of South Bend, Indiana, Sam Hansen. He's got 16 points on the season. 2 of those are goals. Matt?
Yeah, and you can see Sam Hansen's mother, Jill, is right there in the corner with their camera. She does not miss a game. I'll tell you what, that woman travels. She has keys, has car, will travel. She goes with them everywhere, and it's just a joy having him and that family in with this program. Just a great group of people. It's awesome.
Yeah, and he's a guy you feel like could make the jump next year.
Yeah.
Definitely for sure to play at the next level as long as he stays within the organization. Now let's take a look up front. We'll start with number 62, Ronnie Lubers. He's on a 3-game point streak. In those 3 games, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points.
Yeah, Lubers, when he came back from his brief injury, he just turned it on. Generally, you get a player like that comes back, they got a game or two, not much going. He came right out of the gate on fire and just kept going. And just in time, too. Playoffs are coming up.
Yeah, hard to believe we're at that point. Next up front, the number 54 of Eli Schwarzer. He's a young player, 2008 birth year out of Detroit, Michigan. 5 points on the season, so he'll be making the jump. He was listed as a defenseman on the roster, playing up front here this afternoon.
Yeah, he's one of those dual utilization players. He can play on the back end or front end of the lines, that's just awesome to have that in any program, especially when you get a little short on either side. You can move guys around, and he's one of those guys to fill that position. He's done it a few times already this season, and he does do a good job holding that blue line, keeping that puck in the zone.
And lastly, you've got the number 77, Aiden Racosta out of Lapeer, Michigan. He's got 25 points on the season, 37 games played last weekend in that series against Chicago, 4 points.
Yeah, he's got, he's really turned it on. I mean, he's averaging, if you take that in an average, he's probably 3/4 of a point a game. which what does that mean? It means he's in the mix on everything every time he's out there on the ice. So definitely one of the guys that these Chicago Cougars are going to have to watch out for.
Always do. Now we'll turn our attention to the Cougars. A little short-handed today on the ride-in from Chicago, but some top guys to keep an eye out for. Nathan Galvin, he's already played. Look at these stats, Matt Naiman. According to USPHL.com, 44 games played between the Cougars and that Chicago All-Star team. He's got 26 points on the season. 9 of those are goals, so a guy you definitely got to keep an eye out for. Don't have a line chart, but we'll see if he's playing defensive forward, but it feels like another guy that could be playing kind of that swingman role just for the other team.
Oh, for sure, and that's one of the guys that definitely they need to utilize, and he has. I mean, they just had their mini, I guess you could say, Chicago showcase over the weekend, and now they got this stint here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's going to be a lot of Chicago in a short amount of time.
Next, we'll take a look at another top scorer for the Cougars, Junior Vander Velpen. He's also got 44 games played on the season, 21 points. But on the flip side, he's got 12 goals, Junior Vander Velpen. And when I was calling a couple of games for the Cougars at the Detroit Showcase, he was a guy that really stood out for me on this Cougar side.
He did. He's one of the guys that he can find the open ice. He can be a threat. He can definitely shoot the puck. So it's one of the guys that the Jets are going to have to, I guess you could say, lock out, keep him to the outside, keep the trash outside. You know what I'm saying? So that's the one thing the Jets pride themselves on, is that they don't allow these teams to get in on the inside. They really try to keep them on the outside, the non-threatening shots from all the way to the outside. That way then it's just your D and your goaltender you got to worry about. And as long as there's no deflections, that's a key to success that they got going on right now.
Yeah, and lastly, let's take a look at number 29, Daniel Boduk. 45 games played this season, 11 goals, 8 assists, 19 points. Hard to miss that young man. He is rock solid out there. You don't want to run into number 29, Daniel Boduk.
Yeah, he's one. We were just talking about him earlier. I've seen him put some hits on. Guys not paying attention, they have a hard time getting back up. He's a big boy, and you could see him firing from up top. The guy's got a pretty dang good shot, fast shot, good wrister. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do and the changes that they've made after the games that Chicago just had over the weekend. There definitely has to be some type of change. They got to change something in order to get past this Metro Jets elite team.
A Metro Jets elite team that is peaking at just the right time. They come into this undefeated against the Cougars this season. We're going to step aside for the ice cut before the first period of play. Puck drop set for about 12 o'clock here right outside of Detroit, Mount Clemens, Michigan. Chicago Cougars and Metro Jets elite. Good afternoon and welcome to Mount Clemens Ice Arena, located approximately 30 minutes northeast of Motown, Detroit in Mount Clemens, Michigan. As the Metro Jets Elite, former USPHL Elite Midwest Division champions, that is, will face off against the Chicago Cougars. My name is Zeke Fraver, voice of the Toledo Cherokee, filling in for Matt Preer, the normal voice of the Jets, fulfilling other obligations alongside me, Matt Naiman. We welcome you in to today's contest.
We got Sarah Vassar doing the lineups here today.
Everybody filling in
How
in
about
different
that, huh?
various roles. She's going to go straight from the booth to the ice.
Yeah. Q figured, he was like, let's give her a shot. We're going to be this. And she was, I guess I'll try it. That's cool, like, hey, go for it, man.
I feel like she'll do a good job,
Yeah.
right? Yesterday was National Girls and Women in Sports Day. We're just going to celebrate it a little late.
That's right.
All right, pregame festivities are taken care of. Almost hockey time here in Mount Clemens. As we mentioned in the Troy Oral Surgery pregame show, Matt Naiman, the Chicago Cougars come into this one 4 wins, 32 losses, 0 overtime, 0 shootout losses, 8 points, 5th in the Midwest Division, while the Jets come into this one 23-13, 1-0, 47 points, and 3rd in the Midwest Division. We'll get you your starters here. First for the Cougars, Hamad Khan, Matthew Corvo, Dominic Cookman, Anthony Velarde, and Tyler Lukowski. Between the pipes is Roman Stefik. And for the Jets, up front, Ronnie Lubers, Aiden Racosta, and Eli Schwarzer. On defense, Connor Wheeler, Sam Hansen. Between the pipes, the 32 of Brendan Dreisbach. 20 minutes up on the clock. Puck is down. It's hockey time here in Mount Clemens, Michigan. Cougars and Jets. Puck thrown up ice by Hansen, redirected in by Lubers. Play to the near side. Schwarzer takes Velarde out of the play as Racosta sweeps one around to the far side. Corvo and Hansen applying pressure to the puck. Squirts free. Lukowski couldn't get there. Schwarzer backhands deep into the zone where it's picked up by Hamad Khan. Angles one off the wall. Held in by Racosta. Now sent up to the point. Hansen opens his hips. Fires redirected just wide by Racosta. Lukowski swings one around to the near side. Velarde headmans that off the stick of Corvo. Hansen corrals and feeds back up ice. Lubers redirects in. Hamad Khan to pick up. Loose puck. Racosta couldn't get there. Lukowski up to the point. Held by LeGros. Now back Lubers. Feeds one back up top. Baksanov shot redirected a couple of times. Long opening shift and an errant pass nearly spelled disaster for the Cougars.
That could have been real dangerous right there, especially the way the Jets have just been swarming all over them in the zone.
Just over a minute into this one, the local guy, Tyler Dix, overskated the puck a couple of times. Played back in by Martino. Centering feed. Dreisbach sticks away opportunity. Another save made by Dreisbach, who's tested early in this one.
That just goes to show you on how funky the game of hockey can be. The Jets were dominant over in their zone. They were all over that puck. They had it. Just one little errant little something right out in front. The best scoring opportunity goes to the Cougars right now.
We reset glove side of Dreisbach. Martino face-off win. Pulik to Galvin, hit a body in front. That was Dylan Kennedy who snuck behind the Jets' defensive core. Backhanded in by Smith. Picked once more, Smith. Return feed attempted by Graham. He fanned on that one. Smith on the half wall. Laprise pokes away at it. It's picked up by Nico Dugan. Keep an eye out for number 5. Dugan carries down the far side wing. Tight angle shot. Shrugged off by Dreisbach. And now picked up in the near side corner. Played out of the zone by Scott Jua. Swung back the other way by Galvin. Jua intercepts, carries in. Long range shot blocker to side by Stefik. Played out of the zone, giving chase is Martino. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Galvin the shot, Dreisbach at the top of his crease, hangs on. The Cougars seemed like they came out to play after that really good opening shift by the Jets.
They did. I mean, they're getting good zone entry. They're getting in there quick. They're finding the open ice right at 2 right there, right in the slot.
That was Nico Dugan. He's got 40 points on the season, 19 goals. So definitely keep an eye out for the man wearing the yellow number 5. The Cougars in their navy road uniforms. The Jets in their home whites, as they do in the second half of the season. Switch the jerseys at home. Played out to the neutral zone. Carried in by Martinez. Muscled away from the puck by Phillips. Picked up now in the near side corner by Max Lee. Stretch pass. Phillips couldn't hang on to it. Mulligan and Martinez embroiled in battle. Shot blocked by Lee. He'll skate this one out himself. Harassed by Martinez. Played in. Phillips applying some pressure. Lee shot blocked by Vander Velpen. Boduk, there he is. We talked about him in the Troy Oral Surgery pregame show. Got to keep an eye out for number 29, Daniel Boduk. Carried back the other way by Hamad Khan. He'll just throw one into the zone, blocked by Ethan Lorraine on for Acosta. Up the near side wall, gains the red line, redirected in. Stefik couldn't get a handle on that one. Galvin reverses. Schwarzer off the clean body check. Trying to get one up to the point. Does. And it's quickly taken back. 3-on-1 the other way. Cookman, top of the circle. Dot. Shot blocker save made by Dreisbach. Another good save for Dreisbach early in this one.
Yeah, so far the Cougars are the threat right now when they're getting into that zone.
Lubers carries down low. See if the line that started things off for the Jets can get some offensive luck going.
Just
Shot
like that.
Scores off the stick of Hansen. I don't think that hit anybody in front. He'll be the first man through the handshake line. Sam Hansen, 3rd goal of the season. We talked about him in the Troy Oral Surgery pregame show. Guy that could take that leap to the next level next season. Opens the scoring for the Jets.
It's great to see from that young man. He puts in so much effort. And I don't know how many, I told Matt, he rings more goalposts than Taco Bell has bells, right? This kid is always just right there, just so close. And, his best one so far this season was the shootout goal. That was just amazing. Great job. And, just in time coming into playoffs, got things going on.
We'll talk about that a little bit later. We're entering February here. Somehow it's already February 5th. Playoffs right around the corner. Jua throws one in. 1-0 Jets, not even 5 minutes into this one. Jua held away from the puck. Picked up in the defensive zone by Connor Wheeler out of Columbus, Georgia. Dix across for Shores, now grabbed by Corvo. On for Cookman. Carries down the far side wall into the far side corner. Cookman with a lot of time and space. Finds Galvin. Wrist shot. Dreisbach had a clean look at it. Now we'll see a little bit of extra shoving. But Dreisbach has had quite a few shots. I'm sure more than he expected to see in the first 5 minutes and 3 seconds here. But he's holding strong early on.
Yeah, and Chicago's had more of the threatening shots. where that one there coming from all the way from the outside there like that the Jets scored on. But, you know, sometimes you call it puck luck, you call it whatever you want, right? But Chicago right now, they've had the more threatening shots on goal right now.
Dugan swings one up top. Hard slap shot from the point. Bounces off the kick plate. Weird. Loose puck now played along by Aksenov. Will be carried out of the zone by Grady Smith out of Gaylord, Michigan, on a 3-game point streak. In tight opportunity. Rebound sitting there, and it's held out. Centering feed. Smith couldn't get there. Dugan, one touches one on for Martino. Now out wide for Kennedy. Throws one softly towards the net. Sticked aside by Dreisbach. Will be picked up by Connor Mulligan. Little miscommunication. Now Laprice dumps in. Battle on the far side. Kennedy just lays one out of the zone. Collision on the far side. Picked up once more. Jack Martino as Phillips throws his weight into him. Lobbed back in by Kahn. Mulligan. Rink wide. Now headman on ahead. Phillips. It's poked free by Kahn. Stutter step, slides around a couple of Jets, and now played on Martinez. Jump cut, stepped into an open ice. Chambers pitches one on ahead. Quickly turned back up ice by Kahn. Heads up on the Cougars bench. Hit the top of the boards. We continue on. Aksenov sets up shop in the office. Reverses onto the far side for Connor Mulligan. 12 points on the season. And now Aksenov lugs on ahead. Protecting the puck from Vander Velpen. Aksenov works down low. Centers one in front. Luber's just a little bit ahead of that one. Quick shot by Aksenov. Save is made by Stefik.
Yeah, they just announced that goal for Sam Hansen, so he definitely did get that.
Herbert Costa with an assist on that. Both those guys pick up some points as just over 7 minutes have elapsed in this one. Boduk picks up softly down the ice, picking up speed, no icing. Lee backhands one across for Hansen, the man who opened the scoring for the Jets in this one. Errant pass Schwarzer, a little stick check. Dumped back in by Galvin. Hansen gives chase along with Lubers. Vander Velpen on the half wall. Puck squirts free. Hansen, the smart play to avoid the traffic. And now stretch pass on ahead. Costa one-on-one with Pulik. Across he goes. Pulik got a piece of it. Hansen with a wrist shot. Hit a body in front. He was looking for goal number 2 on the day.
Boy, that would have been just amazing for that young man.
Might have wanted me to call more games if he can get a couple in this one. Stefik had it for a moment, dug free. Luber's far side corner. Kicked on ahead. Hansen, long range, hit the side of the net. He's had, what is that, the third or fourth good look, and we're not even halfway into the first period. Dumped out of the zone.
You know, it's just one of those things. You know, the guys, he scored that first goal. He's feeling it. The guys know that he's feeling it, so they're feeding him up there. And I tell you what, he's got some good looks and some good shots on that.
8 minutes and 18 seconds have passed in the first period to play 1-0 Metro over the Chicago Cougars. Sam Hansen, the lone goal in this one, third of the season. That's the only scoring we've had. Some good chances on both sides. Backhanded deeper into the zone. Dix and Pulik into the corner. Dix angles one up top for Jua. Back for Dix on the return feed. Scans. Back up top he goes, Jua. And it's taken away by Boduk. 2-on-1. Boduk carries in. Wrist shot. Scores. Daniel Boduk answering the Sam Hansen goal. And the Cougars cash in, tie this one at 1.
Yeah, we got ourselves a game now.
12th of the season. And you talked about it in the Troy Oral Surgery pregame show. A guy that not only can he play physically if he has to, he's got a wicked shot. And he showed it there.
Just a quick little wrist shot, and it completely deceived him, and it beat Dreisbach. And We're tied at 1.
1-1 your score. How do you do? Backhanded up into the neutral zone. Cookman lobs it back in. Blocked by Lorraine. Feeds on ahead. Redirected in. LeGros carries in. He'll take a wrist shot. Blockered up and into the netting. So we'll halt play. 10:55 left in period number 1. It's 1-1.
Yeah, so far, that, like I said, good back and forth game. The threat has been more, I still think, on the Chicago Cougars side. They've had more of the threatening shots. But we'll see how long this can hold up, because we're looking at the Cougars bench. They're pretty short right now.
Very short. Was it 16 total in the lineup here
guys
today
right now, so
for the Cougars?
That's going to be tough, because the Jets are known just to keep pouring it on, keep your foot on the gas, right? And
quick
that can make
shot.
it very hard for a team to keep up with.
Graham off the outside of the post, up and out of play. But yeah, I mean, you kind of look at that. It's an organizational mindset, right?
Yeah.
Every team, whether it's the Metro Jets Elite, MJDP, or the Metro Jets, they never give up, right? And that's an organizational mindset, something you guys have built here. And teams come in here, it's kind of like a house of horrors, I call it, for a lot of teams, especially my team, the Toledo Cherokee, where you just come in here and something
I'm sorry,
happens.
that didn't come in very good. It was Toledo. I don't know what that was. No, but every time you guys come in here, you know, we really, really enjoy it, because we know we look forward to, it's going to be a battle, right? And that's especially the way the DP and Chicago. My gosh, those are as
quick opportunity
turn
there.
into just a great series of games.
One more game left in that regular season series Saturday night at the Ice House between the Cherokee and the Big Jets. We'll turn our attention back to this one just halfway through the first period. 1-1 your score. Fed on ahead, intercepted by Kahn. Lobs one, a bouncer in on Dreisbach, one of those dangerous bouncing dump-ins, handled it well. Aksanov reverses one for Wheeler. And now Aksanov under duress, opportunity for the Cougars as Aksanov is stepped into by Galvin. Kennedy throws one into the slot and quickly played back into the neutral zone, where Kahn intercepts once again, feeds on back for Galvin. Dumps back in, Dreisbach stays between the pipes, Wheeler picks up in the far side corner. Aksanov bounces one for Chambers, intercepted by Martino. Rink wide feed, loose for Kennedy. Nice play by Aksanov, but he can't clear the zone. Dugan holds in. A lot of pressure right now for the Cougars. Kahn backhands in. Wheeler picks up behind his own net. Stretch pass, couldn't connect with any other Jet. Kahn picks up, far side circle, dumps into his own bench, and will halt play once again. 8:46 left, first period of play. 1-1 your score. Sam Hansen, the goal scorer for the Jets. Daniel Boduk for the Cougars. Reset glove side of Roman Stefik. Thrown towards the net, surprising Stefik off the stick of Racosta. Now Lubers on the half wall. Throws one in for Racosta, can't get the shot away. He was under duress from Nathan Galvin. Hoisted for Lee. Up for Schwarzer, playing that swingman role, playing forward here this afternoon as Mulligan. Play is halted. Might have been played with a high stick in the neutral zone.
Yeah, I didn't catch the call on that either. So
it was very close in the neutral zone. I do know that, but nonetheless, 8:22 to go, first period of play. Face-off coming up in the Jets' defensive zone. Loose puck off the face-off. Doug Free Martinez. Lee quickly takes away his time and space. Carried out of the zone. Lee dumps down the ice. We continue on. Galvin rims one back the other way. Puck finds its way to the stick of Lee. Tight ropes the blue line. Bounces one. Lubers shot off the shaft of the stick of Roman Stefik. 8 minutes and counting to play here in period number 1. Nico Dugan trying to create his own time and space, gets sandwiched by a couple of Jets. Schwarzer through the Jets logos at center ice. Kulik Big body out there, plays it into the neutral zone. Jarrett LeGros throws one back in. Giving chase is Nathan Galvin, another guy you got to keep an eye out for on the back end for this Cougars team. Dugan swings one onto the near side. Picked free. LeGros. Stick checked by Vander Velp, and LeGros works deeper into the zone, trying to find any sort of open ice. Redirects one up. Mulligan onto the near side for Tyler Dix. Picks up on the forehand, avoids the referee. Worked back up top. Mulligan on for Lee. Return feed, little pitch and catch. Redirected in front. Dix off the back of the net. Plays one back to the near side for Jason Shores. Lee. And it's dumped out of the zone. Back in by Lee. Dugan off the glass, down the ice. Picked up Mulligan near side corner. Nice edge work to get away from Vander Velpen. Played into the neutral zone. Pulick dumps in. Mulligan has to redo all the work he just did. Pass intercepted. Lukowski in front dangerously as Dreisbach nearly into the full splits. Lukowski again. Hit Tyler Dix, redirected up and out of play with 6:17 to go. The score still 1-1.
Yeah, Jets got to figure out a little something here. I mean, the Cougars definitely look a lot better. This is out of any of the series and the games that they've played, this is the best the Cougars have looked so far.
Yeah, they have come in here ready to go. You look at all the previous games, a 5-0 victory for the Jets back on Halloween. 23rd of November, 7-0, 8-1 on the 30th, 8-3 on January 31st, and then February 1st, 7-3, as there's another opportunity. This time it's LaPrice. Yes, the Cougars have come out here swinging. Quick shot, hit a body in front, loose in the slot. Quick shot, Stefik the save. He just threw the right pad out with a hope and a prayer. Worked up by Grady Smith. Into the skates of Hansen, works around Boduk, works down. Graham, the shot, sailed it high and wide. Kicked down by Jua. Worked down for LaPrice. LaPrice to the slot. Nice play by Vander Velpen. Glove down by Smith. Heads up play by Graham not to play it. Drop back Graham with an in-tight shot. Save made. Jua unable to hold the zone. He'll work one rink wide for Sam Hansen. Open the scoring for the Jets just a few minutes into this one. Kahn down the ice, redirected in by Boduk. He'll head off for a wholesale change for the Cougars. Jua around to the near side. Hansen unable to clear the zone, held in by Velarde. Lobbed into the neutral zone. Hamad Khan partially fans on it. Stick down by Hansen, works one just behind Chambers. Under 5 to play in period 1. Galvin works one out. Aksanov now for Phillips. Redirects in. Corvo gives chase. Now Hamad Khan. You're going to see a lot of long shifts for the top players for the Cougars.
Yeah, and that's what's going to make it tough. There's 4.5 left here. So they're going to have that, that little ice cut break, and they're going to have to take full advantage of it because right now the Cougars are not looking all that bad at all. I mean, it's a good back and forth hockey game, and we'll be able to see here with the Cougars being so short. Are they going to be able to hold up for a full 60 minutes?
I know I wouldn't be able to. That's why I transitioned up into the booth.
That's why you talk instead of skate.
Icing called against the Cougars. Yeah, that's why I just play summer beer league hockey with my buddies. Give me 7 or 8 games, and that's my fill of playing for the year. The rest of my excitement comes from watching all the action from up high. One of the best views in all of hockey up here on the flight deck.
Yeah, they did good when they built this thing. We weren't sure what they were going to put up here for us when they did it, and I think they did a pretty good job.
Shot directly down on Dreisbach. He'll play one ahead for Aksanov himself. Played on ahead where Costa carries on in. Drops one off intended for Lubers. Aksanov for Lubers. Top of the circle. Wrist shot blocked by Cookman. Galvin. way high into the netting. 3:40 to go. 1-1 is your score here. Coming up at the conclusion of the first period of play, you'll have a little intermission interview with our Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on-ice reporter, Sarah Vassar. I know who it's going to be. She knows who it's going to be.
I know who it's going to be.
I mean, yeah, use your imagination, everybody at home. Can't be super hard to figure it out. As it's worked up top now, Mulligan shot. Stefik the save. Rebound was laying there. Schwarzer, a jam attempt. Save made. Schwarzer finds it again. Lubers near side corner. 3:18 to play. Finds Schwarzer on the half wall. Sent in front and stick to side. Rakasa back down to the near side corner. Lubers and Hamad Khan. I feel like Hamad Khan has been on the ice the entirety of this first period.
It seems like he's at least been double shifting, if not taking some really long shifts out there.
Lubers works up to the point. Mulligan the shot. Stefik the save. Rebound. Another jam attempt and another save made by Stefik, holding his team in this one. Cleared down the ice.
Tables are starting to turn a little bit, but Chicago's still holding strong, not able to get it past them again.
Stefik steers that aside. Kennedy clears the zone. Rakasta, and getting in front of that was Jack Martino. Down the near side wing, tight angle, shot off the side of the net. Rakasta picks back up near side corner of the defensive zone. LeGros down the ice. Just enough backspin for that puck to die. Lukowski for Dugan. Bounces one on ahead for Martino. Martino is tripped up. Offsides was called, and looks like we're going to have a tripping penalty going against Metro here. And that will bring up a take it to the mat. Michigan Athlete Training, penalty kill, official training facility, and gym of the Metro Jets. They've got a fully equipped 4,000 square foot gym with turf, changing lockers, player lounge, and shooting gallery. Mat is located next to the team's locker room, the home of the Metro Jets Hockey Club and all Metro Junior Jets Association teams. Shot, hit a body in front. Work now for Dugan. Hamad Khan back for Dugan. Wrist shot off the toe of Dreisbach. This penalty will take the majority of the remaining seconds of the first. Kennedy couldn't get a grab on that one. Lob down the ice. That was Tyler Dix that headed to the box, if I'm not mistaken, right, Matt Naiman?
I believe it was, yeah.
Tyler Dix to the box, 2 minutes for tripping. Lee plays that back in. Lukowski picks up, minute and a half to go in the period, minute 20 on the man advantage for the Cougars. Have not led yet in this one. Score 1-1, played in by Shores. Stefik for Lukowski. Saunters on ahead. Jua into the body of Laprice, dumps down the ice as we enter the final 63 seconds of play here in the first period. Dugan ahead. Martino got a piece of it. Lee picks it off, dumps back down. After that initial first 20 seconds of the power play, Cougars really struggling to even get out of their own zone.
Yeah, they've had a problem. I thought with the way that they've been playing through the game, this power play would be all they needed to really jump ahead. But after, like you said, after that first 20 seconds, they had that one shot. And after that, the Jets have pretty much just shut this power play unit down.
You got to think part of it is how long of a period it's been for some of these players. I mean, look, Hamad Khan, Nico Dugan on the ice as they ice the puck. But these guys have been on. You're going on 12 and 13 minutes.
That makes it so tough.
So you know they are so ready for this ice cut just to get 15 minutes of rest.
You know what I appreciate about a team like that when they're short, these guys are giving it their all. They still don't stop, you know, and they're still giving it their all, and that's what makes it good. And that's what makes a good hockey player. Even if you lose the game, still makes you a good hockey player because you're still putting in 110%.
Now the drive from Hansen goes wide. 4 seconds left on the power play for the Cougars. Tyler Dix will return to the ice. 10 to go in the period. Playing down. Laprise, jump cut. Save made. Stefik thought he had it. 5 to go in the period. Another quick shot. Stefik got to that one too. Dix in the corner as the buzzer sounds. Whoo! What a first period. 1-1 your score. Again, we'll have our Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on-ice reporter Sarah Vassar with number 48, Sam Hansen, who opened the scoring for the Jets.
There he is.
Look at that.
He knows it's got it coming. I'm sure Jill is around here somewhere. She'll be taking pictures of this.
Yeah, open the scoring here in this one with his 4th. Am I right? No. Yeah, 3rd goal of the season. Sarah Vassar, take it away.
Thanks, Zeke. So, Sam, you had the first goal of the game. Can you walk us through what you saw there?
I saw the puck come off the boards, and there was a few forwards in front of the net, so I just put the puck on the net, and it went in.
So, heading into the second period, the game's tied. What do you think your team has to do to break that?
Let's just be more simple, making better plays, and just pucks in deep.
All right, well, good luck with the rest of the game. Back up to you guys on the flight deck.
Thank you, Sarah. That was Sam Hansen. Opened the scoring with his 3rd goal of the season. Yes, simplify things if you're Metro. If you're the Cougars, you just take this. You keep playing the way you have, but you got to get a little bit of rest in you.
Exactly. They got to do that. And, Chicago just has to keep up with the effort they've been putting in. Jets need to simplify things. They're going for the long stretch passes. And I think some of that is because of the games that they have played against them. They've been able to score so easily. Well, now, look at where we're at. We're at a 1-1 tie right now. So guess what? Chicago has made some changes, apparently, and it's very evident. The guys out there on the ice think they can still get away with the same stuff. Doesn't look like they can right now. So now things are going to have to change on both ends here because now the Chicago Cougars have been able to pretty much, in a sense, shut the Jets down, only scoring the 1 goal. But now they got to figure out how can they get more offense in there. So there's going to be adjustments on both sides to see what's going to happen, and we'll find out here in about 13 minutes.
Absolutely. We're going to step aside. We'll be back with our National Coney Island first period recap with about 3 minutes to go before the second period. We're going to step aside. Your score at the end of 1 period, Metro Jets 1 as Chicago Cougars 1. Motown, Detroit, Michigan. We are through 20 minutes of play here at MCIA. Score is 1-1. We're going to take you through that with our National Coney Island first period recap. Sam Hansen opened the scoring in this one for Metro. Third goal of the season at 4 minutes and 16 seconds, assisted by Aiden Racosta. That was, just a beautiful seeing eye shot. You mentioned a guy that's been snake bitten, hitting posts all year, and he finally got rewarded.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that, he very well could have had 2 or 3 with the shots and looks he had. And but he at least got the one, got the Jets on the board. Cougars able to tie it right back up. And so we'll see what this break did, any changes that were made. Cougars got to figure out how to get a little bit more offense. That power play for them wasn't very good. Very poor performance on the power play. They weren't able to get much going on at all. Jets able to fight that one off, but other than that, pretty clean game.
Yeah, just the one penalty. Tyler Dix for tripping. Daniel Boduk, the goal scorer, his 12th of the season for the Cougars to tie things up. But yeah, again, we talk about the resiliency that the Cougars showed in that first period of play. Got to think they're getting some electrolytes, whatever the heck they can, maybe some pickle juice, just trying to get their energy levels back up. We mentioned Hamad Khan, Nico Dugan, 2 guys that were seemingly always on the ice.
They had to have had 13, 14 minutes of ice time all day long. You got it. They got to be approaching that all day long in that first period. And what do we have going on here?
Coach just getting a hand across the ice.
It looked the way he was skating. I thought there was something wrong with his skate.
Almost game time here. Both teams re-entering the ice. Again, we thank for tuning in here this afternoon on Black Bear TV. Metro Jets, Chicago Cougars Elite. My name is Zeke Fravor, voice of the Toledo Cherokee, filling in for Matt Preer. Up in, what's the temperature up in Sault Ste. Marie? About 3 degrees, I think I saw.
All probably, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, wind chill. You're in the negatives, and they're in a real big open area. So, there's always that wind chill factor up there. And I think the one day last year he was out there. It was like 15, 20 below zero race day, and he was out on the track the whole race.
Takes a lot of resiliency.
I almost feel bad for the guy.
Almost. Well, Matt, if you're
listening,
in here,
we're nice and warm.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so much different being up here than it is in my home ice rink. I can take my big coat off. I've had to wear like 5 layers at our home games. It's been so cold at the ice house. You got to experience that.
Yeah, your rink there's pretty pretty cold. The booth doesn't get too bad. Once you get your heater kicking in, it doesn't get too bad, but it still takes a bit. It takes till like the third period to start warming up in there.
I need somebody that can go in there about 12 o'clock and start
you need Matt in there more often because he's so full of hot air. You could just he'd heat it up just in your pregame.
As we get ready for the SESpayroll.com second period puck drop, don't let payroll penalties slow you down. You're trying to win on the ice and in the office, but managing payroll is a whole different game. Stop wasting hours every pay period. SESpayroll.com handles all your payroll, taxes, and compliance with speed and accuracy so you can focus on growing your business. Get back to what you do best. Get payroll done simply, reliably, and locally. Visit SESpayroll.com today. That's SESpayroll.com. Look at that. Perfect timing. 28 seconds in, offsides called on the Jets. Puck is down. Once again, it's hockey time here in Mount Clemens, Michigan. Quick line change coming up for the Jets.
Yeah, Schwarzer was just inches over when they came in, called it offsides. So here we are.
Face off one by Cookman. Played around by Stefik. LeGros angles one down for Tyler Dix. Works around the net to the near side. Feeds up top, Jua. Back to the half wall, Dix. Top of the circle, hands off. Aksenov works around his man. Dix towards the net, a riser. As Jua lays one back down below the goal line. Played back around to the near side by Velarde. Lukowski reverses course one more time for Velarde. Head man held in the zone. Dix gave it away at a 2-on-1 here for the Cougars. Is this the break they're looking for? Cookman with Corvo. Corvo, the shot goes wide. Aksenov on the back check, got just enough to redirect that one wide.
Yeah, you got there just in time to knock him off balance as he was taking that shot.
Not much speed on that 2-on-1 for the Cougars. Seemed like it kind of surprised them.
Yeah, that kind of looked like it, and they were like, hey, let's go.
Drop back for Dix, worked up. Zhua, shot, kicked aside by Pulik. Dix for Aksenov, and sticked out of the zone by Anthony Velarde. Zhua on the near side, return feed for Aksenov. On up he goes for Laprise, toe drag. Laprise across for Shores, the shot, the save made.
What a save.
Beautiful opportunity, and another one here as Pulik got in front of that one. Smith, this is the pressure the Jets were looking for. Graham in front. 3 good opportunities for the Jets on one shift. Smith ladles one into the corner. Graham tried to drop one around Pulik, who just swats away. Smith works one up for Aksenov. Cross corner dump. Galvin and Laprise into the far side corner. Galvin around to the near side. Smith from the half wall lays one up top. Aksenov works across. Zhua, the shot is blocked. Smith centers. The shot scores! Braden Graham. It's 2-1 Jets. Braden Graham from the slot, 15th of the season, was on a 4-game point streak coming into this. Let's make it 5.
And that was one you could kind of just smell it in the air that something was coming. All the pressure that they had on there, and then the Cougars were trying so hard to keep them to the outside. They didn't notice him sitting there right in the slot. That puck came right to him, and he fired that right over the shoulder.
Yeah, man, and you can kind of call back to that 2-on-1 that turned into a 2-on-0. The shot went wide to where things started to really go awry for the Cougars on that shift. The Jets just started really imposing their will. We'll see if that can really kickstart their offense. Dugan through the neutral zone. Accelerates on in. Nico Dugan for Kennedy. Fans on the shot. Nice stick lift by Mulligan. Maxwell bounces one off the wall to himself. Now on for Chambers. Carries on in. Chambers softly taps one along. Finds the rebound and sent it through the goal mouth. Phillips couldn't get there. Held in by Lee. In front he goes. Nice play by Pulik to get a stick on that one. Mulligan dumps back in. Glove down by Pulik. Back he goes for Galvin. And Mulligan for Lee. Plays one back on in. Pulik jams one back towards the blue line. Couldn't connect. Mulligan. It's kicked away by Galvin. Mulligan picks back up towards the net. Redirected by Chambers wide. For Costa. Back down. Galvin out. That's just unfortunate for Jack Martino. He may have been gone. He just stepped on the puck there as he picks back up. Martino slices in to the backhand. A nice play by Lee to block that pass. Schwarzer harassed. Gets the puck out of the zone. Backhands on ahead. Carries through. Connects with Racosta. Dumps on in. Lukowski retreats to pick up in his own defensive zone. Luber's there. Now Schwarzer can't settle it down. Now Schwarzer does. Shot and a blocker save made by Stefik. Dumped back in by Lorraine. Puck bounces to Schwarzer. Worked up top. Luber's the shot. Stefik the save. Up and out of play. 15:24 to go in the second period. It's 2-1 Jets. Braden Graham out of Lake Orion, Michigan. Smaller side of the height and weight scale, 5'8", 150-pounder. Really knew where to be. Hamad Khan. Haven't mentioned his name in a while. He must have got a few-minute break there.
Yeah.
As Boduk harassed by LeGros. Picked on up. LeGros in. LeGros to the forehand. Nice play by Lukowski to nullify that shot. Dix one hand pokes one up for Hansen. Jams one back down and around Shores. Into the near side corner. LeGros for Lorraine. Across. Hansen, the one-timer, sends it high. He's feeling it here today. He wants the puck anytime he's open. Lorraine. Puck just laying on the blue line. LeGros sauces one across. Dix the shot. And Stefik the save.
Wow.
Second time in about 3 minutes that a Jet has ended up all alone in the slot. This time it's Roman Stefik at the top of his crease, calmly gloving it down. Jets approaching 20 shots. They had 13 in the first period. As that shot is blocked by LaPriest, this shot goes wide off the stick of Smith. Smith up top for Jua. Walks the line. Shot hit LaPriest in front. Lukowski. As the puck squirts through the goal mouth. Stefik with no stick now.
Man, and LaPriest tried just squeezing that right by the post.
Sent in front. Smith can't handle the pass. Come on. Excuse me. Kahn, the stick left. Smith. Puck taken away by Vander Velpen. LaPriest, as Vander Velpen had fallen into the right spot to block the pass. LaPriest carries on in. Works inside. LaPriest, the shot. Stefik, the save. He was still trying to pick his stick up there.
Yeah, he had just gotten it, trying to gather it up when that shot was coming in on him.
That's the dangerous part as a goaltender. You know, they tell you make sure you got to commit in or out. He committed to get that stick, the turnover, and another opportunity for the Jets. 13:52 to go. That you can tell this second period the Cougars are really, really getting tired, getting hemmed in their own zone for minutes at a time.
Yeah, then that's what's going to make it tough. It's so much harder to play defense than it is offense right now.
Save made by Stefik. Centered in front. LaPriest can't get there. Now he picks up, drops one off. Wheeler the shot. Stefik the save. Smith waiting on a rebound that never came.
I'll tell you, he's doing one heck of a job there in between the pipes right now because the Jets are not letting up. They're just firing shot after shot on him. Completely different period here in the second.
That's what you talked about in the first period, right? It's that never give up, pedal to the metal, continue to press the gas kind of mindset, and you really see it here. You see one end of the ice pretty chewed up. The other looks like open skate.
Yeah.
Jua holds in, angles one down to the half wall, and give it away. Galvin carries on ahead, works one around Wheeler. Jua, there's a giveaway. Corvo picks up, drops one off. Delayed offsides, and now offsides called against the Cougars. 13:15 to go here in the second period of play. Braden Graham, the lone goal scorer here in this period. 2-1 Jets as we approach the halfway point in this afternoon's contest. Mulligan lays one across for Aksanov. On ahead he goes. Couldn't connect with his man as icing is called. Little foot race there for Pulik.
These are these little things that the Cougars got to take advantage of. It's coming back down the other end. They got the offensive zone for the Cougars, and they can hopefully make something happen. Keep it in the zone. They're only down by one, and only takes a little bit of puck luck to get something in there.
Face-off won by the Jets. Not what you wanted to see if you're a Cougars fan. Pulik lays one back down. Aksanov first to the puck. Throws on the brakes. Works around his man. Aksanov through the skates of Noah Chambers. Loose in the neutral zone. Poked free by Galvin. Mulligan on ahead. Kluwer across. Aksanov lugs this one himself. Aksanov dances out wide. Aksanov to the net. Scores! Dmitry Aksanov, 8th of the season, and he will continue his point streak up to a 4-gamer. That shot there, I mean, worked back outside and just fired at 5-hole. That's one that definitely, if you're Stefik, you're going to want back. I mean, you can complain about that, but heavy workload here in this one for Stefik.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't announced or checked what the actual shots on goal are currently right now, but I know it's a lot to a little.
Yeah, well, they were 13-6 coming into this period as it's thrown through the goal mouth. Nothing updated for the second period yet, but Metro well over 20 shots, maybe one or two for the Cougars here this period. Schwarzer, the shot, and Stefik got a piece of it with the shaft. Played out of the zone by Dugan. Martino on. Picked up Sam Hansen. Kennedy unable to get around Lee. Drops the stick in the process. Racosta, couple of Mohawks trying to create some space. He's upended. We continue on. Kennedy applying pressure. Schwarzer fires on ahead for Racosta. Now Hansen carries on ahead. Hansen tumbles down. Kennedy stick lifted by Lee. Works across for Schwarzer. Fans on the pass. Kennedy trouble picking that one up. Racosta couldn't get there as that's fired into the Jets. Bench will reset. 11:28 to go. Second period of play. Metro up 3-1 on the Cougars. Both these teams in action again tomorrow morning. 11:30 start time for that one. Busy weekend up here at MCIA for you guys.
Yeah, it's our own Chicago showcase.
Of course, again, we mentioned it last period. The big Jets back in action this weekend as well. The big one that everybody's got circled Saturday nights at the Team Toledo Ice House. As Dix dances around. Passes up top. Jua tight roping the blue line. LeGros, nice little move. LeGros the shot. Stefik gloves it down. Let's take a look at the standings here on the elite side of things, why don't we? Obviously, one Chicago team out there is dynamite.
Yeah.
The Chicago Crush.
The Crush are doing just that.
70 points on the season.
Unbelievable season for them.
I mean, the team in second, the Fort Wayne Spacemen, 48 points on the season. I mean, mathematically, there's just nobody that can catch the Crush, who last I saw, I believe, are sixth in the elite side of things in the power rankings, which just shows you everybody ahead of them.
They pretty much, after their showcase, they secured it. That's how far ahead they were. 70
points, and then Fort Wayne in second. You guys, the Jets elite still battling with the Fort Wayne Spacemen for that second seed in the division, so every game still matters for Fort Wayne and for the Jets. Yeah, not too many more games remaining here in the regular season. So obviously if you can have a pretty good weekend here, really helps the case as that's sent down the ice. No icing as we approach the halfway point. Lorraine takes a tumble.
And that's just it between the Fort Wayne and Metro. There's only 1 point, between the two, and they're even on games. So it's not like one team has more than the other. So it is what it is. Wins are wins. They're going to count, and you better hope you can surpass them, and they lose a couple games.
Need a little bit of help. Certainly not impossible. Laprice carries down the ice. Gets around Vander Velpen. Across he goes. Graham the shot. Stefik the save. Didn't know where the rebound went. Pulik jams one around. Flipped out by Vander Velpen. Boduk rumbling along. Can't get around Laprice. Wheeler on ahead. For Smith, dumps in. He's upended. We continue on. Laprice first the puck. In front he goes. On the doorstep, Graham scores! How about 2 for Braden Graham? Goals number 15 and 16. Up to 9 points on his 4-game point streak.
And that's just something that we were talking about earlier in regards to them being so short. These guys are already tired with the way the Jets are just applying the pressure right now. That's just making it so difficult for them, and you can see it on the bench. Your guys just hanging their hands over. They're tired. You got the Jets bench. 3/4 of them are still standing up, ready to go.
Now those extra few bodies certainly help the Cougars playing a very strong first 20 minutes, and the tide has really turned against them. Quite a bit of work to be done if they want to catch the Jets in this one. Gonna have to take some risks as well, as that's gloved down by Stefik.
And Stefik, he's still making some great saves. He's doing everything he can right there. Just that the Jets are just swarming, and they can't. They're not able to stop it right now.
Just overwhelming the Cougars. 3-goal lead for the Jets. What do they say about 3-goal leads? It's the worst one in hockey, but Again, they usually don't mention there's a short bench on the other side in saying that.
Yeah.
Maxwell towards the net, redirected.
Well, to me, two's the worst. Three's okay. Two can be the worst coming in. You pull a goalie or get you're able to get on the power play, get the extra man on, and you can actually tie that up there pretty quickly.
Played back down the ice. Corvo picks up. Lukowski circling behind. Stretch pass is kicked aside by Wheeler. Offsides called. Didn't see Chambers trying to hustle out of the zone. So we'll reset things. 8:09 to play here in the second period. Graham, a couple of goals for the Jets. Face off in the neutral zone. Won by Martino. Dugan, head fake, retrieves the puck. Now on for Kennedy. Fans on the pass. It's picked up by Racosta. Fed on ahead. Schwarzer. One touches for Lubers. Ronnie Lubers into the zone. Works around the net. Swings one back around Pulik and Schwarzer into the corner. Schwarzer picks up on the half wall. Pass picked off. Galvin racing down the ice. And a nice play by Aksanov, who also has a goal in this period. Galvin for Martino. Sticked aside by Dreisbach. Haven't had to say his name too much here in this period. Fed on ahead for Racosta. Works down low. Shot 7 save. Rebound. Lubers scores. Ronnie Lubers. Johnny on the spot.
I'm still trying to catch stuff up over on my end here.
Or should we say,
wow,
Ronnie on the spot. '11th goal of the season, and now Ronnie Lubers extending his point streak to 4 games. And things really starting to spiral here against the Cougars.
You know, I had one heck of a fun time taking pictures of these boys, and they had fun taking those pictures too. Some of the faces, that one almost came up into the deck.
Oh, it did.
Oh, they're going after going after the coach up here.
So a reset at center ice. I heard something, and I didn't even think to look. I'm not used to being so exposed to play. As Galvin fires a pass on ahead, hit a body in front.
We've had a few of them up here. Look behind you on the wall.
Well, I remember a game, I believe it was last year, one of the Toledo Metro games. Puck came fluttering up, and I got a hand on it as that shot is handled by Dreisbach. I almost got hit. Rebounded off something up here. I lately reacted late, and it hit off me and went down. I was very sad because it would have been a sweet catch. 7 minutes to go, second period to play. 5-1 Metro over Chicago right now. Puck back down. Face-off won by the Cougars. LaGroa blocked shot. Chips one out of the zone. Foot race. Dixon Lukowski. 3-on-1 for Metro. Dix down low. He's got a couple of men in front. Tried the wraparound pass and went off the side of the net. Jua tumbles to the ice. Dix drives one down. Backhanded out by Lukowski in stride. Kennedy tries to kick it free, and he can't get around Jua. Jason Shores lays one back for Jua. Now back for Shores. Couldn't get a full grasp on that one. Lukowski picks up in his own defensive zone. Opens his hips, fires a pass, redirected along by Kennedy. Kicked free by Hansen. Worked down in front, Dreisbach. Another save.
Oh, and they get it.
No! A tight angle shot. Dylan Kennedy scores. A little bit of life for the Cougars. You were talking about that puck luck.
Yeah, it was right off the right pad, angled right in.
So both goalies with one they're going to want back for sure. But that was one of the, I mean, Dreisbach had made the initial save. Looked like he may have overcommitted, had to really work.
Yeah.
He was almost facing the sidewall here and had to get to the post and swivel in, which is not easy to do for a goaltender. Nonetheless, 5-2 is the score. Do the Cougars have enough left in the tank? is the only question here.
No, they're obviously not giving up, and that's what I like to see regardless of the score, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Priest takes a tumble as Mulligan picks up. Centering pass for Graham. Got a couple of goals in this one. Vander Velpen harassed. LaPrice for Smith. Stick lifted. Now Pulik. Graham applying pressure. Thrown towards the blue line. Lorraine kicks it down. Martinez out of the zone. Collision on the near side. Martinez digs away. It's played back one way and back the other. Picked up near side corner. Mulligan on for LaPrice. Grayson LaPrice tumbles down. We continue on. Stretch pass down the ice. Nobody there for the Cougars as Lorraine corrals and hands off for Mulligan. To the far side for Maxwell. Bounces one on ahead. Pulik intercepted by Maxwell. Now Martinez jump cut out wide. Watched by a couple of Jets. Maxwell picks up, works to the near side. Continues down the perimeter. Watched closely by Galvin. Maxwell digs it free. Takes a check from Vander Velpen. Pulik. Stay-at-home defenseman there as Aksanov, a stick lift. Works one down for Maxwell. Thrown back into the traffic, hit a body. Vander Velpen out of the zone. Out goes Boduk. All alone, Daniel Boduk to the backhand. Save is made. Dreisbach. Rebound is there, and Dreisbach the save.
Wow, great second effort there. I think that was just Boda just did a little too much, I think, in front there to try to beat him. Wasn't able to, but then he left that rebound, and man, that was a sweet opportunity for them to come within two.
End of a long shift for the two men in on that play, Boduk and Vander Velpen. As Lukowski towards the net, a fluttering shot, blocked. Lee off the glass out of the zone. Hamad Khan picks up, works around Schwarzer, jammed along past Lubers. 2-on-1. Cookman and Velarde. Cookman feigns the shot, the pass. Hamad Khan, the shot, save, digging away, loose in the slot. Now Lukowski, oh my goodness, Dreisbach all over the place. Keeps it out. Beautiful pass from Schwarzer, on for Lubers, works his way in. Lubers, the poke attempt, it's still loose. And now the other end, Stefik the save, digging away. Are the Jets? Beautiful saves at one end. We go to the other end. A goaltending spectacle here. My goodness.
Come on, I know you all know how to do it.
What's that?
I'm
not a big dancer. I'm not a big dancer. I don't have the body type for it. Keep an eye on it.
Does it look like I do?
Dreisbach was kind of stretching out that one leg. We'll keep an eye on that shot. Stefik the save as the puck rattled free after the whistle. But, I mean, I don't know how Dreisbach kept those three shots out. Didn't have much action in the first 10 minutes of the period. It's picked up since then. Then at the other end, Stefik, who has played very well all game, didn't look like much off that Lubers poke opportunity.
No. Well, I'll tell you what, that diving save he made there at the end, no stick.
Mulligan holds the line as a long shot is gloved down.
I kind of thought that went over.
As did I.
But, I mean, I got to give it to him. At least the referee is a little closer than we are.
Certainly is.
So, but
probably got better vision than I do.
Most people have better vision than you.
Hey, I got contacts.
Not me. I probably need them.
Probably should change mine. I haven't changed them in a while. Red flag. Off the face-off. LeGros pirouettes away. Blocked by Martino. Carries down the ice. Around Jua goes Kennedy. 3-on-1. Martino the shot. A diving block from Mulligan. Dix chips out of the zone. Down the ice, 3-on-1 the other way. Dix cuts to the slot. Dix loses the puck. Stefik holds it out. He goes into the splits.
Wow.
My goodness. He's going to need a sauna, hot tub, cold tub after
Get
this
that man
one.
a beer. What's his age?
If there's any,
another great save. My gosh.
He's playing unbelievable today. I mean, you know, he's let in 5 goals, but really just the one that he's going to want back.
Yeah. I mean, you take that, you're only at a 2-goal game, and that's nothing outrageous.
As again, at the conclusion of this period, another jam attempt. Stefik the save. Work back the other way by the Cougars. We'll have our Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on-ice reporter Sarah Vassar with our intermission interview.
I think I know who that's going to be now, too.
You know, they're making it very easy on us today anyways. It's thrown towards the net and blocked. Kicked along by Laprise. Smith out there with Graham. 2 goals.
Good
Picked
hit there.
up Graham. Works to the slot and it's swiped away by Pulik. Graham has been all over the ice. Throws one in front and Stefik alertly jumping on top of it. That'll be our DTS drivetrain specialist second period interview with Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on-ice reporter Sarah Vassar.
You know what I like to see that we haven't seen a lot of? I like the fact that we haven't seen a lot of this. Penalties.
Yeah, it's been a very clean game.
yes.
Maybe a couple of things that could have been called, but the temperature of the game is
they're
not.
They're letting them play, and, you know, that's what's nice to see. And any of the penalties that I guess you could say could have possibly been called, right? It was nothing that affected any type of play in any sense, right?
Correct. Kluwer carries down the ice, 3-on-1 Kluwer. The shot as that goes in. Hits something in front. Might have been Stefik. Redirected it in.
That or
Maxwell.
it went off his own stick. I'm not sure. He tried to make the save and it went off his stick. I'm not sure with the way that went up.
Cameron Maxwell, the first man through the line. Did it go off of him? There's 3 possibilities there. We'll have to wait. And here, nonetheless, it's 6-2 Jets with $1:38 to go in the second period. Face-off, one in, controlled by the Jets. Wheeler on ahead, couldn't connect with Ricosta, and icing called against Metro. Play will revert all the way back down the ice. No changes coming on either side. Minute and a half to go. 4-goal lead for Metro. As this second period has gone on, they've just continued to move the puck better and better, really starting to impose their will on the Cougars. Lubers carried out by Schwarzer. Drops one off into the skates of Lubers. Lukowski got a piece of that shot. Played into the neutral zone by Corvo, dumped back in by Sam Hansen. Lukowski, minute and 8 to go in the period. Lukowski up top, Wheeler towards the net, hit a body in front as Hansen throws one back down. Off the leg pad of Stefik, through the legs of Lukowski, he covers up.
He's doing everything he can to make every single save right now. And I'll tell you what, win or lose, he's played one heck of a game. He has been aerobatic. He has been, just unbelievable out there on the ice, the way he's been moving to make the stops and the saves that he has made this game with the pressure these Jets are putting on right now.
It'll be interesting to see the shots after the period to see, Metro for sure is outpacing last period's 13 here in this period, as getting a piece of that was LeGros. No icing. Kennedy off the backside of Lee. Maxwell getting credit for that goal. Kennedy couldn't find anybody out front. LeGros with Shores. 2-on-2 they go. LeGros for Shores. Shores the shot. Rebound. Bounce to LeGros. Now Shores picks up. Tries a jam attempt. Dix is digging away. It's still loose in the crease. Somehow that's held out by Stefik.
in his glove. Somehow.
And Stefik a little slow to get up here. Certainly not what you want to see. Seems to be okay. 15 and a half to go in the period.
He had to catch a breather. My gosh, you know, he's doing a great job, but I feel sorry for him right now. He is just being peppered.
Jua swipes at it. Plays one back in. 10 to go in the period. Dugan flips one to himself. Nice little move. Does he have time to get even a shot away? Dugan carries it. The shot is nullified wide. Buzzer sounds. We are through 40 minutes of play, and Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on ice reporter Sarah Vassar will have our DTS drivetrain specialist second period interview with the man who had 2 goals in that second period, Braden Graham, his 15th and 16th goals of the season.
Love the hair.
I wish I had hair like that, Matt. Sarah has him now at center ice. Sarah, take it away.
Well, please.
Thanks, Zeke. So, Braden, you have 2 goals so far. What'd you eat for breakfast to fuel yourself?
You know, switched it up from a PB&J to about 4 eggs and some toast. That was all, though.
All right, so what do you think that you guys are doing well with all this momentum?
You know, I feel that last weekend in Chicago, my line didn't move the puck as well. And, you know, this game, I think we're really striving to just feed each other and, you know, get better looks down low, and it's working.
All right, well, good luck with the rest of the game. Back up to you guys on the flight deck.
Thank you, Sarah. Braden Graham, 2 goals, his 15th and 16th of the season to continue his point streak onto 5 games. Matt, name and takeaways from that second period, or we fleshed that out pretty well?
Well, that one, you know, we pretty much did just that. I mean, the Jets just kept their foot on the gas. They kept it going. They were able to solve the goaltending and get some pucks past them. And it wasn't for the lack of trying by Chicago. They had very good chances, but Dreisbach he stood his ground, right? He does what he's supposed to do. And that's why we have this 6-2 game that we do right now. And the Jets were just able to just outperform them and outmove them and move the puck and keep it in the zone. And it's just it's so hard to play defense for a whole game than it is to play offense.
100% said very well. We're going to step aside for the second period ice cut. We'll be back with about 3 minutes to go or so for our DTS drivetrain specialist second period recap. Your score at the end of 40 minutes of play: Metro Jets Elite 6, Chicago Cougars Elite 2. And we welcome you back to Mount Clemens, Michigan. Mount Clemens Ice Arena for your DTS drivetrain specialist second period recap. For over 40 years, DTS has been the place to go for hardcore drivetrain solutions. Founded and run by performance enthusiasts, DTS is the kind of place they were looking for but could never find. Located in Warren, Michigan, DTS is the place for all the high-performance parts and all the hard-won knowledge required to make them work in hardcore applications. Go to drivetrainspecialist.com for more information. Before we get into the recap, Matt Naiman, I was just speaking with Roman Stefik, goaltender for the Chicago Cougars. He said, "Are you calling the game today?" I said, "Yes, what's up?" He said, "Tell everyone at home I hurt myself. I will not be playing the third period." So Roman Stefik, huge change here for the Cougars, will not be playing in the third period. Said it was lower back is what he was motioning to. So obviously, hopefully he is okay, but he will not be playing in the third period. I believe it is Aiden Wagner that will be going into the game for the Cougars, so a little lineup change for them. Not much going on in that second period for the Cougars. They still haven't updated shots or anything yet. Maybe another 5 to 6 shots for the Cougars.
Yeah, the Jets there, most likely, they had every bit of 20-plus that period.
Yeah, they put a lot of work in on Stefik, who gets, obviously with the injury, it's not the way you wanted to get a rest, but he's going to get a much-deserved kind of break here. So Aiden Wagner will be going into the game.
And they still got a couple games left here, too. So, that's something, even if he just tweaked it a little bit, I could play, why chance it to make it worse, to completely take yourself out? So, I think that was very wise and smart on his choice, very unselfish on his behalf, to, in a sense, do it for the team. Say, listen, guys, I can play, but I can't. I'm not going to. I'm not going to make it any worse than what the situation already is and take myself out possibly for the rest of the season, because who knows what he tweaked in there. But, still, even after that, when he was down there on the ice and got back up, he still made some dang good saves with that. So, that says a lot about that young man.
For sure. Lone goal that period scored by Dylan Kennedy for the Cougars. Let's take a look at the Jets side. They're up by 4 goals. Braden Graham, 2 goals. Aksanov with a goal for the Jets. And then Ronnie Lubers, that rebound goal. They really poured it on that period. Again, we're still waiting on the updated shot totals here, but, they took the first period, made the necessary adjustments, and just went crazy in that second period. 5 goals, right? Am I doing math right? No. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 5.
I'm trying to remember if I could count right. Holy cow. Where my memory's going, but 6-2 is the score as we approach the third period of play. We get ready for the Buffalo Wild Wings third period puck drop score. Wings after the game, located at 48 Marketplace Drive, Mount Clemens, Michigan.
That's actually right down the street from my wife and I's new office. They're at 48. We're at 51.
That way, towards our backs? Or is it trying to think of how this...
Where are we at? That way.
Let's see, Grossbeck is there.
Yeah, the south.
Back towards my way. I can stop on the way home.
You could, actually. That street where Golden Greek is at?
Yeah.
You can turn left down there, and then another left, and it's there.
Interesting. I have to keep that in mind.
Yeah. That, or you can just go to the Golden Greek.
That is also a possibility. Don't get that many opportunities. We could have that like we did last year, division final. Everybody met with Golden Greek before game 3.
That was fun, wasn't it?
It was a great time.
That was a good time.
Excellent food at the Golden Greek. First time we mentioned it here today.
Yeah.
As puck is down, it's hockey time here in Mount Clemens, Michigan. Metro Jets, Chicago Cougars Elite. As Hamad Khan rushes down the ice, lobs one into the near side corner. Hansen sweeps one around for Lubers. Kicks one for Racosta. Nice play from Lubers. Pitched in by Racosta. Now picked up on the forehand by Khan. Racosta centers. Schwarzer's stick was lifted. Hansen unable to hold the zone. So he'll fire one on ahead now for Lubers. Carries in, 3-on-2. Lubers, jump cut to the outside. Ronnie Lubers with a wrist shot. And Wagner, warm-ups were at 11:30, ended about 11:45. It is now 1:35, so it's been almost 2 hours since Wagner's seen any sort of action on ice. Gonna have to quickly acclimate himself into this game.
Yeah, going from, I guess you could say cold to you're on, right? That can be so tough for a goaltender, and for a quick little shot like that, the save that he made, that was great.
Face off one. Back off the stick of Martino. Jua holds the line, now jammed out by Kennedy. Kennedy retreats into his own zone. Galvin off the boards into the neutral zone, played back along by Jua. Galvin picks up far side corner, works below the goal line, giveaway. Picked up now by LeGros. Spins away from Martino, works one down intended for Dix. Galvin got in front of it. LeGros angles one up to the point. Jua across the blue line. Aksenov slides one down. Shores unable to get there. Dix digging away. Now Shores backhands one intended for Jua. It's intercepted by Kennedy. Drops one off for Dugan. The shot. Dreisbach the save. Rebound. Martino scores. Rebound laying there. 6-3. Jack Martino trying to make things interesting here in Mount Clemens.
It's kind of like this here, Zeke. I want you to look at the big screen. That's how he feels about that one right there. I love my little videos that I can put up here.
Never broke a stick over the post, but I have absolutely slammed him against the post and then got yelled at by my family because those aren't cheap.
Yeah, but you didn't care because you weren't paying for them.
Wow. Now that I have to work to make my own money, you really see.
Totally different, yeah. Yeah.
Certainly is. It's lobbed into the neutral zone. Lee gives chase. 3-goal lead now for the Jets. Still a little bit of breathing room. As Lee quickly backs away from Vander Velpen. Max Lee skates this one on ahead. Works wide on Boduk. Trying to line up Lee. As Pulick checks Lee instead. Couple of big bodies on the ice for the Cougars.
Yeah, Lee had to take his choice on which one he was going to get hit by, and neither one of them were good.
Laprise shot blocker to say, yeah, that's one of those times when I am so glad that I'm up here. I don't have the threat of any bodily harm. Laprise carries in, shot glove down by Wagner. I tell you, you want to talk about getting thrown into the fire. Aiden Wagner. Couple of really in-tight chances he's had to be alert for. I mean, again, he didn't have his stick. He didn't have his glove was on the bench. He left it on the bench, so he had to grab all that, then go stretch out in the 30 seconds they had before the period started. Not too bad a play over the first 2.5 minutes. Doug Free. Picked up by Cookman. On ahead, intercepted by Hansen in the neutral zone. Sam Hansen angled off. Now Maxwell carries on in. In front he goes. And Corvo in the offensive zone. Works one rink wide. Velarde. Shot. Dreisbach. Just going to hang on to this one. Just over 3 minutes have elapsed in the third period of play. Just the one goal from the Cougars. Jack Martino on the rebound in this period. Face off to the glove side of Dreisbach. Wheeler jams one around, couldn't connect with Jua. Hamad Khan with the giveaway, quickly picked back up by the Cougars. Velarde, fans on the dump it. Lubers an opportunity, has Schwarzer flying down the center of the ice, couldn't link up. Dreisbach sets things up for Jua. Scott Jua, near side corner. Just circles on back, has trouble with the puck, fumbling it around, now settles it back down. On ahead, sticked along, Khan picks up, and given right back to Jua. Lubers wanted the toe drag, lost the puck in the process. Jua with a drive, bounces wide. Schwarzer has Ricosta in front. Didn't get all of it, and Wagner hangs on.
Oh, it's almost like Ricosta wasn't even expecting that. He has a stick on the ice, goes right off his stick, and he was kind of like, oh, it hit it, and just didn't have the time.
16:08 to go. In regulation time, a 3-goal lead for the Jets over the Cougars. Got another game here today at MCIA. MJDP will take on the Chicago Cougars on the premier side of the USPHL. Delayed offsides here, as those teams also battling for playoff positions. Should be another good game later on. Giveaway. LeGros all alone. Oh, what a pass he found. Dixie scores. Tyler Dix wide open. Wagner went one way, pass went the other, not enough time, and Tyler Dix makes it 7-3 with his 5th goal of the season. That's his 75th career point, Matt Naiman.
Yeah, Dix has he's just been one of those players. He's always lurking around. He's been involved in a lot of things out there on the ice, and some of these guys that are scoring goals here today, that's really nice to see, like we had talked about earlier, especially right before playoff season's going to start.
Played around to the far side. Shores in front. Dix one touches over for LeGros and scores. 2 goals in quick succession for the Jets, and things starting to get out of hand now. 5-goal lead. This line will stay on again. Aksanov pitches one on ahead. Vander Velpen plays one back for Hamad Khan. Fans on the pass. Dix applying pressure. Khan poised out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Dix. 2-on-1. Dix with Shores. Dix has the puck slashed away. Nice play by Lukowski. Dix across for Aksanov. A long shot, glove down by Wagner. 15:02 to play, 3rd period of play.
Now, Zeke, I was doing stuff with this in the big screen. Who was it that scored? That's the back-to-back. Tyler Dix got that first one.
Dix got the first one, and then it should be Jarrett LeGros on the second one, assisted by Dix. Centered in front. Graham on the doorstep, looking for his hat-trick goal. Laprise, far side corner. Laprise, shot wide. Lee throws on the break. Shot. Wagner the save. Graham in front for Laprise. Handcuffed him slightly with the pass. Laprise sweeps one up to the point. Hansen across the blue line for Lee. Now on for Hansen. Shot. Blocker to side by Wagner. Long shot, glove down by Wagner. .14 to go. Sounded like Jason Shores is credited with an assist on that goal. Cookman.
There. I think I got it now.
Corvo. Chopped out by Jua. Maxwell on ahead for Miller-Kluwer. Has Chambers going to the net. Chambers got there, and it's loose. Maxwell scores his second of the game, and it's 9-3 Jets. 6-goal lead. 3 goals in about not even 2 minutes for the Jets. They've really poured it on here in this period. That's the thing. Wagner came in cold, started off well, And then as the Jets got more and more and more pressure, I mean, it's so hard to do that.
That's the thing that the Jets do is they will literally just pound you into submission, right? They'll just they push until eventually the wheels fall off, a door falls off, something, and they jump on it.
Galvin sweeps one back down low. What was a promising first period of play for the Cougars has quickly gotten out of reach. Maxwell, jump cut.
And then we are going to be switching this. The rest of this period is going to be run time.
That is correct. Run time unless the Cougars can pot another goal and get it back to a 5-goal deficit. Jua retreats, feeds on ahead for Maxwell. Offsides is called. How about Cameron Maxwell? 2 goals in this one, his 4th and 5th of the season.
Yeah, they got guys, so far today that don't normally score goals that are scoring goals. And just like I said, playoff season's coming up. And that's a whole nother mini season. And when I say mini season, it's a real mini season, right? You only have 3 games to make up your mind what you want to do.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking with my dad, equipment manager for the Cherokee. This is the time of the year you tell guys, look, I need you to just give me another couple of months, right? Another couple of months of your life, then you can have fun. Just, I need your attention for another couple of months. And from what I'm seeing today, the Jets have really committed to that. Carried in, it was a 3-on-1. Now throw to the back door, Dreisbach to his left. Sprawling out, makes the save. Cougars not a fan of that runtime rule. As Schwarzer plays one on ahead. Galvin gave it away. Aksanov on ahead, redirected in by Racosta. Wagner plays one out wide and gave it away to Lubers. Down for Schwarzer. No look pass, finds Aksanov on the rebound. Shot blocked by Galvin. Wagner had it for a moment, lost it, and found it one more time. 11:53 and counting to play in this one. Jets lead 9-3. Not even at the 2 o'clock mark yet, Matt Naiman.
Yeah. Well, I'm not complaining. As we got the boys over here, MJDP's warming up behind us.
Should be a good game here next.
Yeah, that I'm looking forward to. I mean, Chicago with MJDP, to me, those games have been like the Metro Toledo games. Those have been fantastic games all the way through.
Hansen, shot towards the net, redirected by Shores wide. 11:02 to go and counting. Centering pass. Hansen, the shot!
Oh!
As Wagner falls to the ice. My goodness, the goaltender's flailing away to keep it out of the nets. Look at it. As Hansen picks up on the premier side of things, MJDP second in that Midwest division. The Cougars 4th, 8 points back, but with 3 games in hand on MJDP. As LeGros carries in. LeGros sends one in front for Shores, and Martinez picks it off. Thrown back, down, and around. Dix lost it in his skates. Vander Velpen towards the blue line. Knocked out of the air by Mulligan. Play back down low, Lukowski. Now LeGros with a wrist shot. No, to the backhand. Save made by Wagner, and again, loose in front. Jamming away was Dix. And puck stays out. Hansen towards the net. Redirected by Shores. Now Dix to the near side corner. Angles one up top. Mulligan. Nice move. Mulligan to create some space. Works one down low. Dix sends it in front. LeGros, the redirection, and scores. Jarrett LeGros on the doorstep. Makes it a 10-3 game. Should be his second of the game.
Now you have a choice to make.
I like this so much better when there was one guy who stood out in a period.
Right?
You know what? We'll just leave it in the hands of Sarah Vassar. I think she's.
Let me see who we got here.
Well, let's see. We've got Cameron Maxwell, a couple of goals. We've got LeGros with a couple of goals as LaPriest the shot. Blocker to side. I believe he was credited with an assist as well, Jarrett LeGros. And nothing really updated here on the website for the live scoring. Graham, the shot, save, jamming away was Smith, and puck is held out. Lee, nice play to reach out, knock that puck down. Lee to the near side for Jua. Jua carries on down into the corner. Drop pass for Graham, back for Jua. No look pass for LaPriest. Couldn't link up. LaPriest knocked to the ice by Pulik. Smith stepped into. Just the one penalty way back in the first period is all we've had in this, and that was the Tyler Dix tripping minor.
Yeah, and you want to know something? That's a good. There's a couple iffy situations, right? But it is what it is. You go by what the refs call, and but other than that, yeah, it's been a really clean game for a while there. Some good back and forth hockey.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it again, the temperature of the game hasn't really been super high, and the flow of the game has been there. You mentioned it last period. Really nothing that has affected any sort of outcome. As LaPriest works one down low, Chambers the shot wide, but the officials done a good job here today.
Yeah.
Lee unable to hold the zone.
Now the next upcoming game, that may be a different story. Tensions are going to be back and forth all weekend long. This second game is one now that I'm really looking forward to. To me, like I said, this has turned into a Metro Toledo for MJDP.
Should be a fascinating game. Matt Naiman and I will be on the call for that one as well. Tyler Naiman manning the camera as it's dumped on in by Lorraine. Start time officially listed at 3 o'clock, correct, Matt Naiman?
Yes.
Warm-ups at 2:30 on that here on Black Bear TV. Axonoff shot is blocked. Break the other way. Kennedy in front. Martino just ahead of him with the pass. Battle on the near side. Axonov comes up with it. Axonov upended behind the net. Galvin, the shot. Dreisbach has to fight that one off. He'll hang on. 6:26 to go and counting. In this one, 10-3 the score in favor of Metro.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why the scout Joe Mueller's here. Florida native. I was like, what are you doing up here?
Stay in Florida. It's
right.
where it's, well, I mean, I did see the other day, it was colder in Orlando than it was in Reykjavik, Iceland. It was 45 degrees in Iceland.
I had a buddy of mine that was down in Florida currently, and he had his gas fireplace on, outdoor fire pit, and they're all sitting out there. They went ahead and gathered up iguanas and put them next to the fire, try to warm them up.
Right. So
I said, you do know in Florida they want those gone, all right? You can drop them off places. But, no, he wanted to warm them up and see what they would do. Well, they didn't make it. I got word this morning they did not make it through the night.
Poor guys. They don't know what to do. Lubers. Yeah. I'll tell you what, one other funny story. I try not to get too sidetracked, but games like this, you tend to get a little more loosey-goosey as it's played up the wall. Tampa Showcase. Not this year, last year. Sarah Vassar, me, Dan Kay, Lucas Jones were setting up as it's fed on ahead for Racosta. And there's an iguana. I forget what the word is that they use for it. Is Racosta all alone in front, shot, scores. But it was catatonic. That's the word they use for it. And, Dan lives down there, so we just got to pick it up and get it outside. I'm like, I'm not picking that thing up. I don't care if it's catatonic or not. Because it's not going to hurt you. It can't move.
Yeah, it's in a coma.
I'm like, no. Well, he picked that thing up, started moving on him. I'm like, see? That's why I don't want to pick it up. You Florida people. LeGros hands one back for Mulligan.
So I guess that doesn't say much. The last time I was in Florida, playing with an alligator by a pond? It was fun.
Yeah. I don't They told me we were playing golf down there. If you see the birds on one side, it's because there's an alligator on the other. So stay on the side of the birds. So, yeah, if anybody listening has never been to Florida, there's your Florida advice.
Yeah.
Boda carries down the ice. Long shot. Dreisbach gloves down.
Yeah, I got plenty of funny Florida stories, man. I'll tell you that. But, yeah, I don't know what the heck he's doing. He's a former police officer, narcotics officer, right? And so I told Joe, I was like, what are you doing up here? I'm like, you went in the way wrong direction. He's like, yeah, last time I saw this much white stuff falling from the sky was down there in Florida. The bundles were coming open, coming off the airplane.
Long shot.
So you know what he was referring to.
LeGros he's been all over the place in this game. Couple of goals. Well, at least he was credited with 2. Announced as having 2. Cameron Maxwell, a couple goals in this one. Axonov with a goal. Lubers with a goal. Graham with 2. It's been one of those points. Well, I usually say points night, but, it's only 1:56. One of those point afternoons as Dix carries along. Up to the point, can't connect with Jua. Dreisbach sets up. Worked along by Galvin. Up top he goes. Shot blocked in front. Velarde upended by Dix. Now on for Shores. Jason Shores out to the neutral zone where it's picked up by Galvin. Dix with a takeaway. Tyler Dix dances outside. Dix in. Maybe a little lower on the next shot, Tyler Dix.
Trying for up and over the head or the shoulder. I'm not sure where that one went, but that went straight off his stick into the net.
I don't think Wagner's quite that tall. Under 2 to play here in this one. Smith, the shot rang it off the post. Graham can't get to it. Hamad Khan on ahead.
I had to check and make sure that wasn't Hansen firing that shot.
Graham, nah, he cashed in already once. Everything should be going in for Sam Hansen today. Carried on by Smith. Lost the puck. Martino. Shot blocked by Max Lee. Laprise picks up. Angles one ahead. Lee can't get to it. Laprise picks up. 65 seconds left in this one. Laprise the shot. Wagner fights that one off. Another opportunity. Was that Graham?
That would be Graham.
And that would be a hat on the ice if I had one. Braden Graham, a hat trick here in this one. It's unfortunate that we talked to him last period. That would obviously be.
Yeah.
That's a risk you take when somebody makes it so easy.
No, he already had 2 coming in, so what do you do, right? So, Graham, even though, getting the hat trick, we like to keep it on an even keel, giving kind of everyone a chance here to get their interview. As we, with Matt and I haven't had my interview yet. Well, do something, right? Got to be nice about it. But, we really try to get, every single one of the kids, get them their little opportunity to have their interview.
Maxwell in, shot. Wagner the save, under 10 to play. Still trying to finalize who our post-game interview is going to be, our number 1 star, as time expires here in this one. 12-3 is the final score here in this one. Sarah Vassar cannot hear me. Can you hear me now? She can hear me. She will be at center ice with our SESpayroll.com number 1 star. as the Jets will salute the very lively crowd here this afternoon and have their prayer circle, as has become more common in sports. The thing that I like to see, Matt Naiman, is players from the other team also joining in.
Yeah, to me, that is the cool thing about it.
It's a beautiful thing. You know, you play your heart out for these guys, against these guys, and you can have a moment of sportsmanship. We'll honor that here. These two teams will battle it out again tomorrow morning. Is start time 11:30 as Sarah Vassar looks for our #1 star here. And this one looks like she's grabbed Miller Kluwer, facilitating some of those goals and having quite a game. Sarah Vassar has him now at center ice. Sarah, take it away.
Thanks, Zeke. So, Miller, you had 3 assists today. How'd you make all that happen?
Just keeping it simple, making pucks to the net, hard passes, head up, and open space.
So you guys have another game tomorrow. What do you think you have to do to prepare to have the same results?
Game, don't go down to their speed, keep it at our pace, make them fight for it.
All right, well, great job today. And I got one more question. So you're from Florida. How are you handling all this snow?
It's brutal. I don't have enough clothes.
All right, well, I heard we're getting more tomorrow, so good luck. Back to you guys on the flight deck.
Wow. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I heard it's up to 3 inches of snow, and at least down in Toledo, some ice as well.
Well, and that's the thing. When they say 3 inches of snow, that means nothing or a foot. So
that's the unfortunate part. I'm hopefully it's nothing. But yeah, 12-3 score final here. Braden Graham a hat trick. Miller Kluwer 3 assists. What a game for the Jets. A 9-goal victory as they will move to 24-13-1-0 on the season, 49 points. And for the time being, they will be in second place in the Midwest Division. That's going to do it here from Mount Clemens for this game, at least. Jets victorious. For Matt Naiman, for Tyler Naiman, for Sarah Vassar, the entire Metro Jets organization, including Matt Preer up in Sault Ste. Marie for the I-500. My name is Zeke Fravor. Thanking you for tuning in here on Black Bear TV. These two teams battle again tomorrow at 11:30. Hey, if you're looking for more good hockey, 3 o'clock is the start time. MJDP, Chicago Cougars will be on call for that. We thank for tuning in here this morning and afternoon. Your final score today, Jets 12, Cougars 3.